I feel like I was one of the young women that didn't think I would make it past my 30s. I sit here today as if I made it as a young woman. I made it through addiction. I try every day to be a better person and, not fall back into the cycles that I was born into. And not only that, I have young daughters that I want them to, see that they have a future for themselves. And my youngest daughter, she doesn't sleep with the doors unlocked because she feels like she's going to get taken from the house. And I realized that as a young Indigenous girl, she's very aware that this is a very real issue with our women and young girls. And I don't want her to grow up believing that that's going to be like a destiny of hers to be, to disappear one day. I want her to see her life and her future as say a privileged person would see that they have. With the missing and murdered, there's so many going missing, and the list is growing every day. And when someone is caught for this, like say Tina Fontaine, justice is never served. There isn't anything being done about it. So my main concern is stopping it and lessening those numbers and bringing people to justice once they are caught for, the violence that's happening. At the age of 14, I remember being in the car with two men, older men, mind you, and I got myself in a really horrible situation where they were wanting me to do a sexual act on one of the men, and I ended up having a knife pulled on me. And I remember feeling that fear, and I ended up getting dropped off, and I ran for my life. And at that time, I blamed myself because I was a runaway, and I didn't realize, these older men they obviously know. I'm only a 14-year-old. They know they're in the car with a younger girl, but yet there's so many situations like that, and a lot of women or young girls won't speak out about being in a situation like that. And for years, I blamed myself because I was a runaway. Like I was the bad kid, And so I rebelled as a young girl, and I just felt so lost, and I blamed myself for a lot of situations that I was in. So that's why I feel like it could have been me many times. I've been in scary situations like that, and it's not okay. And our young girls and our women need to know that they are worth so much more than that. And that's something that I didn't know that I deserved for many years. I think that more programs and more safe spaces, more places where our women can go, where they're not going to be judged, where they can, reach out or share their story. If there was a woman that was stuck in an abusive relationship and they had nowhere to go, but yet they have this women's circle, say, where they're going to learn to sew, that's offering them a safe space to, one, get out of their home, two, be able to talk to somebody, and maybe, if they were stuck and felt like they needed help, they would have that outlet. So I think that supporting each other in that way is a big one for me, because that was how I spent a lot of my time doing something positive. That's where I went, to my local Native center, where there would be a program held, and I would just hang out with people there. I remember my life being so bad at one point where I just remember crying every day and looking up and asking the Creator, is this it for me? Is this all that I'm here for? If this is all that I'm here for and all that I'm worth, then okay. And it wasn't until I feel like I did that things started to change for me. But a lot of our women don't get that far. It's just they just settle for whatever it is that's in front of them. And then that's when addiction comes and alcoholism comes, and then we have suicide, a lot of our women are living that way and they're not able to get out of it. There's always somewhere or someone that's going to listen. So I guess my advice would be just not to give up and just to keep telling yourself that you're worth it. Look in the mirror and tell yourself positive affirmations every day. Once you change the way you think about yourself and the way you talk to yourself, it sets out your whole day, the way you wake up in the morning.